What's up, everybody out there in the iBoom world? I am super excited to be with every one of you. I'm in a new setup today. As you can see behind me, just give you a little background story. We are actually in a rental home because we had a house fire about a month ago. And up until about an hour ago, I had no Wi-Fi. And thank you, my wife, Crystal Wimbrey, whatever she did to make the magic happen. We have Wi-Fi, so I'm excited to be here. I want to give a shout out to everything that has happened so far during the flight school. I know that we have been here for a while and a lot of information has been thrown at you, and I want to be respectful to that and also want to be respectful to your time. So I'm going to make up a lot of information in the air. What I mean by that is we're not going to come out of the air to slow down. I want to stay in the air. This is flight school, so let's keep everything up and going. So the first thing that I want you guys, let me do this. I want to assume that there are people that are watching right now around the world, whether it be Facebook or live on Zoom, or if you're watching the recording. I'm sure tens of thousands of views will happen in the next 72 hours regardless. So my name is Johnny Wimbrey. I am a Black Diamond inside of iBuumerang. Black Diamond is a rank that you can achieve. It's not anything that's given to you. It's something that you have to achieve. And I am the highest standing ranking individual in iBuumerang as we speak. I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying that more to impress upon you. You're not listening to somebody who read 1 million books and I'm about to teach you what I read. Now, there are a lot of information. There are thousands of books that are inside me because I've learned from the best of the best that are out there, like Mr. Holton Bugs. But what I'm about to share with you right now is what I've done. I'm not going to talk about a theory. I want to train you on something that I've done, that I've been able to teach and duplicate into the lives of thousands of people around the world in this industry. Now, outside this industry, there are things that I do to help people and empower people, whether it be mentally, financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is, as a coach. But my outside success, outside of me building businesses, iBuumerang, my outside success is pretty much equivalent or even more than my inside success in iBuumerang. And I'm saying that because I want you to understand what I'm about to teach you. It's going to sound super simple, but the people who can attach themselves to the super simple have always been the most successful people that I've been able to work with, whether it be in iBuumerang or anything else. It's the individuals that go through the process of what I call preparing to prepare. And if you read my book, Building a Millionaire Mindset, you know what I'm talking about. Preparing to prepare is procrastination. And procrastination is what? It's the death of production. Procrastination is the death of production. I see so many people thinking busy means success, and it doesn't. Productive means success. What I'm about to share with you is going to sound so simple. And those of you who don't accept the simplicity of it, you will suffer. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying your building process will be slower. I've never seen anybody reach the top of a comp plan because they understood the plan. And there's not one company that I've never reached the top of the comp plan. I've always reached the top of a comp plan in anything that I've ever done. It's just something inside me that wants to get to the top. But getting to the top had nothing to do with me understanding. So the first thing that I want you to understand is this: you don't have to understand the comp plan. You can't break it, you can't fix it, you can't mess it up. So what I really want you to understand, even though we talked about the lifestyle bonuses, we talk about pin pride, we talk about leadership rank development, and I'm actually looking at my notes because the thing is, a lot of this stuff, I would literally have to bring up the slides right now just to talk about it in order, but here's what I want you to understand. The highest level ranking person in iBuumerang is not the highest ranking person in iBuumerang because I understand the entire comp plan. Is because I slowed down to understand. I don't slow down to make money. I'm the earn and learn guy. Number one, greatest mistake that you can make, and I want you to write this down. If you feel like you have to know everything before you do anything, you're going to fail slow. I'll say it like that. I think in some shape, form, or fashion, we all fail. But I would rather fail fast than slow. I would rather fall down real fast so I can get back up. I see people falling in slow motion. It's like, I mean, that's how some of you look to me, because I see you making wrong decisions, and you're making wrong decisions so slow. It's hard to help you because you haven't fallen yet. If you want us to be able to help you, fall faster. Well, Johnny, how do I fall faster? Stop trying to understand everything before you do anything. That's the first thing. Stop trying to know everything before you do anything. The comp plan will not change based on how well you understand it. Well, Johnny, are you saying it's not important to understand the comp plan? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is earn and learn your way through the comp plan. Don't be one of those individuals that, you lock in for 72 hours studying everything, and you just got to know everything before you acquire a customer. Where else in your life do you do that? Where else in your life do you have to understand everything before you start? Not in a relationship, not with your bank, not even on your job, not even in college. Like, there's no other area in your life where you have to understand everything before you get involved. You didn't understand everything about your spouse. You didn't understand everything about your significant other. You didn't understand about the person you're in love with before you got involved and went all in. What you do is you go through a process of learning as you're earning love, earning passion, earning respect, earning money, earning physical results. Whatever it is, you create a relationship and you move forward and you advance and you increase as you earn and learn. So the first thing is this: don't ever feel like you have to know everything before you do anything. Those are the individuals that are falling very slowly. If you're going to fall like that. If you're going to mess up like this. Mess up in a way where it happens so fast, the rebound is so swift, nobody remembers the fall but you. You don't have to know everything before you do anything. Well, Johnny, I thought you were going to train on the compensation plan. I don't train on things that are available online that you can go read. I'll train you how to maximize the compensation plan. I'll teach you how to maximize on a daily basis. How do you squeeze the juice out of a compensation plan? I can show you how to do that. But earning and learning is my forte. It's something that I've always taught. It's something that I've always done. I have never slowed down to make money. I speed up to make money. Someone says, David Roma, I was guilty of this in the beginning. My coach helped me get out of my own way. It's very true, guys. And I love the fact that we're keeping it conversational, because this is a conversation type training. This isn't a motivational training. This is more of a conversational type training. The second thing that I want you to understand is this: the comp plan is not going to change for you. So if you can't change the comp plan and all you can do is squeeze the juice out of it, wouldn't it be more important to get started earning and learning as you were understanding everything about how do I qualify for these rank bonuses? How do I create, pin pride? When I hit this pin, when we say pin, that's basically a rank. Slowing down, being respectful to our translators. Thank you, translators, for serving every Saturday and multiple languages around the world right now. So we thank you Love you and extremely grateful for you. The comp plan. Do I have to know everything before I do anything? What's the answer? And ask, you know what? On Zoom, on Facebook, it's I'll see if I can pull it up. Be honest with me. Because some people do have to know everything before they do anything. Some people don't feel comfortable, or they convince themselves that it's not the right thing to do to start building until you know everything. How many of you guys are in that? Somebody said guilty. I appreciate your honesty. Listen, breakthrough comes from transparency and honesty. Hold on, let's turn this down. You guys see me fiddling around. So think about it. Guilty, I was. All right. Then you ask yourself, why did I become an entrepreneur in iBuumerang and then slowed down my momentum, slowed down my excitement, because I felt obligated to know everything before I knew anything? Well, you may say, well, Johnny, I just don't want to mislead anyone. Don't ever join anything that you feel that can hurt someone. If you feel like iBuumerang can hurt someone, don't ever tell anybody about it. Why would the number one money earner in the world say that? I will never bring anybody, even an enemy, into something that I feel unsafe. So if you're reasoning, Johnny, I got to understand everything before I tell one person about this, company. I love it. I love the products. I love the services. I love the fact that we can make money. And when I get all this information inside me, I'm going to be your top money earner. Not one person has ever delivered that. You're talking to somebody who's built organizations into the hundreds of thousands around the world with multiple frontline $1 million earners in my organization. Not one of them, not one, understood everything before they did anything. But the people who said it, they disappear. Why? Because it's not normal. You don't do that anywhere else in your life. And when you're, I gotta stand up on this. When you are talking to people about something you're excited about, and you're excited about what you're talking about, and then your excitement turns into homework, and you're wondering, why aren't people joining my business? Is because you look like you're working hard. You look stressed out because you feel like you have to know everything. Why did you wait 30 days to tell me about this if you were excited? Well, I just wanted to know everything. Well, I'm not going to join your team because you're the type of person that needs to know everything. I need somebody who can lead me, not educate me. If I wanted education, I'd go pay for it. If I wanted education, I'd go dig for it. If I wanted education, I would meditate for it. I would put the time and the energy and the resources to make that happen. But what you can't do is tell me that the only reason you didn't tell me about iBuumerang is because you want to study it for 30 days. Now what did you just train me to do? Duplication happens whether you want it or duplication happens without permission. What is he talking about? Duplication happens without permission. What I'm not doing is duplicating in my organization. What I am doing is duplicating in my organization. Why? Because the speed of the pack is the speed of the leader. If I'm finding myself in a situation where I'm slowing down to understand things, don't think that your leaders aren't doing the exact same thing. Well, Johnny, what does this have to do with learning how to maximize the comp plan? Well, I'm glad you asked. You can't maximize a comp plan if you don't understand the foundation mindset that you need just to get started. So I want you to make a declaration right now. First of all, let's do this. Let's hit the reset button. Today's day one. Today is your first day in iBuumerang. It's my first day in iBuumerang. This is day one. Why do we want to have a day one mindset? Is because when you learn new things, sometimes people beat themselves up. Man, I wish I would have knew this a year ago. I would be a black diamond too. That's why I want you to hit the reset button. Because typically new information, you do one or two things. You're excited about the new information, or you get excited and you beat yourself up. You beat yourself up because the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't do that right now. I want your mindset with me right now. You don't have to wait to know everything before you do anything. Well, Johnny, how do I tell people about something that I don't know everything about? You don't know anything. You don't know everything about a restaurant, but you refer restaurants every day. You don't know everything about a television show, but you refer the television shows. You don't know everything about music. You don't know who produced it. You don't know who did the line edits. You don't know, you don't know the engineer, but if you look and read, it tells you who the engineers are, who the individuals that get credit when they win Grammys and awards. You don't know all that just because you're dancing to a song. Imagine saying, I'm not gonna dance to this song until I know everything about this song. I'm not gonna go on a date with this person until I know everything about this person. I'm not gonna enroll into this university until I know everything about this university. You don't do that anywhere else in your life until it's time for you to call yourself an entrepreneur. Why would you change what works in every aspect of your life until you become an entrepreneur? Now you slow down. Now you have to know everything. You don't have to know everything to do anything, or don't wait until you know everything to do anything. Say it like that. Don't wait until you know everything before you do anything. Secondly, how do I maximize the opportunity inside iBuumerang in a way that helps me maximize the entire compensation plan? Again, you can't do it the wrong way because you can't break it. You can do it a better way. There is always a better way. I got a team left and right. I got my team started. I got one entrepreneur, one ambassador on my left. I got one ambassador on my right. I am binary qualified, and that's getting started. Well, Johnny, what does that mean? It doesn't matter what it means. Well, Johnny, how much money do I make when I become binary qualified? It's in the comp plan. Go read it. Well, Johnny, why can't you just tell me? Because it wasn't important to me when I joined to get started. So I don't want to teach you to focus on things that aren't important to get started. One left, one right. What is the common denominator of all success? Somebody guess. If you read my book, you probably know where I'm going with this. What's the common denominator of all success? Come on. Give it to me. Facebook. Give it to me, Zoom. Get started. They said you, belief, action, work. Come on, I need to see somebody who read my book. Yourself, me. Mindset, never quitting. Goals. I'm sorry, I may have missed it. I'm going back and forth. Participating in your own rescue. There are people starting there. There you go. And I can tell when you read my book. Mindset. You are the common denominator. Okay, so let's go with this. If the common denominator to all success, like anything successful, and I'm not just talking about money, anything, the common denominator to this room being built, the common denominator to this microphone existing, the common denominator to bottled waters, the common denominator to anything that's been successful, it was an introduction. The common denominator of all success is somebody met somebody and a child was born. Somebody met somebody and a skyscraper was built from scratch. Somebody met somebody and it led to an acquisition or one of the largest mergers in the history of banking. Not because any other thing other than the fact that someone met someone. So if the common denominator is meeting somebody, how many people have you met? Well, Johnny, I want to understand the compensation plan. The compensation plan will still pay you zero if you do zero. So it's not going to change for your understanding. It's not going to adjust based on your ability to dissect the compensation plan. But what can you do is learn it as you're earning it. Well, Johnny, I don't know if that's going to work for me. You're falling slow. Falling very slow. It's got to be annoying. Fall fast. Hit the ground fast. Why would you choose to fall slow when you can fall fast? Falling slow is understanding everything before you do anything. That is failure. Well, Johnny, I just don't believe that. Well, go find somebody else that you can believe that's a self-made millionaire that's created over 40 millionaires around the world, that's done over $1 billion in revenue, that's built organizations in countries I can't even speak the language. I have high-level diamonds in countries right now where I don't even speak the language, and you're questioning me? Well, Johnny, I'm not going to work the compensation plan until I understand it. Listen, that means the compensation plan is working you. There's not one compensation plan that's ever worked me. I have always been the one who works the compensation plan. Well, Johnny, what does it mean? Well, if I want the compensation plan to work me, I'll go into a dark room and study it for 3 days. That means it's working me. It's making me slow down. But if I work the comp plan, and the comp plan does exactly what it's designed to do, to me, that's just like a light switch. I mean, if I go over here and I turn off the lights in this room, do I have to understand how the wiring works? Do I have to understand how the wires go all the way through the room, whatever, ceiling fan, lights? I have to understand all that just to appreciate a ceiling fan? I have to understand how wires work just to have lighting? No. You don't do that in anywhere else in your life. There's nowhere else in your life you get in your car and you're like, when I push this ignition button, something's going to happen and it's going to transfer the energy. And you just start going down this path of sounding like somebody that wants to sound smart about something that nobody else cares about. What I do care about is the car cranks up every time I push the button. That's all I care about. I care that it does what it's supposed to do. The comp plan is going to do what it's supposed to do. How do I know? Because I'm here. So Johnny, give me the steps. What do I need to do as I'm earning and learning? The common denominator of all success is meeting people. All success. All success, every human being on this planet walking the earth today is only here for one reason. Somebody met somebody. If you're not meeting somebody, it doesn't matter how the comp plan works. If you're not getting customers, it doesn't even matter how the comp plan works. It doesn't matter if you're not going to work it. If you want the comp plan to work you, it matters. It matters. I got to understand everything, Johnny. I don't want to mislead people. I think it's only fair that you understand everything before you ask somebody to do something. No, you don't. You don't feel that way. You only feel that way because it's an opportunity to make money. If it were a surprise birthday party, I can't tell you everything. I can just tell you, hey, this is where you need to be. This is where, this is what I give you the details of how to get there without spoiling the surprise. But if you're the guest of honor, you know nothing. So should I feel guilty if I throw my wife a surprise birthday party? Well, Johnny, that's not fair. She needs to know everything before you do anything. It's a freaking surprise birthday party. Why don't you surprise yourself with this comp plan? By going to work instead of slowing down to want to understand it. Well, Johnny, I think it's a conflict of interest when you get on here and tell people they don't have to understand the comp plan, but the title of your training today has everything to do with the comp plan. Okay. You don't think it's fair that I'm not going to train on a comp plan when I'm training on a comp plan. I'm training you how to make money. We don't need educators in iBuumerang. Our educators are the diamonds. Well, Johnny, I'm a sapphire and I know more than the diamonds know about the compensation plan. Congratulations for falling slow. How much longer do you want to have that problem of falling slow because you want to understand the comp plan? Well, Johnny, I still don't get it, man. I still don't get that you came on here to train on a comp plan or talk about how to maximize a comp plan, but you've shown us nothing about the comp plan because the comp plan won't change. It doesn't matter how well I understand the knitting of this shirt, the fibers. It doesn't matter if I understand the mix between cotton and polyester or whatever else, wool, whatever else this is made of. Me understanding it doesn't make me warmer. Me understanding it doesn't make me say, well, I'm gonna put my hoodie on because now I know how it was designed. Now I know what the engineers did and I understand how it's going to fit my peanut head. But there's no extra benefit in wearing the sweater by understanding how it was made. The benefit is putting the sweater on and using it for what it was designed to do. The comp plan was designed to pay you. The compensation plan was designed to reward you based on being a leader as well. The compensation plan was designed to give you a nice lifestyle if you want to go out and get massive results in customers. You want to go build a massive team. The comp plan is in place, whether you understand it or not, to work for you. So Johnny, what are you saying? I'm saying, let's just get started. Let's just get started. Well, Johnny, how would people want to join me if I don't know everything? They have joined you your entire life and you never knew everything. You have never known everything about everything that you do, about everything that you're involved with. It's normal not to understand everything in every area of your life. I have teenage daughters, 20-year-old and an 18-year-old. When they go out and get a job or go out and start a business, which they have already done, what kind of father would I be if I said, before you start this business, you need to know everything about the business? I didn't do that. I attached myself to people who were designed to elevate me where I can earn and learn. I felt safe because of the information of the people. If you don't feel safe with my information, if you don't feel safe with Holton and Earlene, if you don't feel safe with Jackie and Jada, if you don't feel safe with Cesar, if you don't feel safe with David Hunt, Michael Jex, Gary Kalantar, if you don't feel safe with our high-level leaders, that's why you're falling slow. You feel like knowing more is going to create a bigger safety net. And it's not true. I wish my income would increase based on my understanding of a compensation plan. So what do, Johnny? The common denominator for iBuumerang compensation plan is one ambassador left and one ambassador right. And then you do it again. And then you teach them how to do it. And then you teach the new people how to do it. Well, Johnny, are you saying that if I maximize the simplicity of the common placement of this entire compensation plan, that everything else would actually take its place? Yes. If this is my first month in the business, and my first month in the business was to get binary qualified and help my new 2 people become binary qualified within their first 30 days, my team has already started to develop. 2 who get 2, who get 2, who get 2. And if I get 2 more the next month, now I have 4. And now I'm pushing my 2 to get their 2 so they can have 4. And if I do it again the next month, now I have 6 ambassadors. And the organization has continued to grow because my people, my organization, they're duplicating, earning and learning, not falling slow. So frustrating to see some of you guys fall slow. Because when you fall fast, I can help you faster. If you hit the ground faster, we can pick you up faster. But some of you are just like, just like, damn, he still is falling. Whew, how much more time is it going to take? How many more weeks do I have to watch this person fall slow and they're talented, they're creative, but they aren't coachable. So they're falling very slow. When it comes to leadership and developing leaders, to put me in an atmosphere to help you at the highest level, I need you to fall fast, because I can correct you fast. I can build you fast if you're willing to fall fast. But if you're worried about everybody who's watching you, you're worried about everybody like picking your brain, and I don't know enough to get started, Johnny, and I don't want to be embarrassed. If you're that person, you're going to fall slow. But if you're the person that says, screw it, I don't care what anybody thinks, you're just practice. I'm going to go out of here and practice on as many people as I can. That's falling fast. That is falling fast. If you want this compensation plan to work for you, fall fast. If you want to work the compensation plan, fall slow. I would much rather. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. The compensation plan works you, or you work the compensation plan. The people who are being worked by the compensation plan, they are falling slow. It doesn't mean they're not going to hit the ground and get up. It just means that we can't help you until you hit the ground, because you got so much pride. You got so much I know everything. You have so much ITC syndrome. That means I'm too cool syndrome. I'm too cool to listen to Johnny. I'm too cool to listen to Early. I'm too cool. You're just too cool. And you're falling slow being cool. You want to have pride in your pen level, whether it be director, executive director, senior director, sapphire, emerald, ruby, I'm not going in order on purpose, diamond, whatever it is, that's your pen level. If you want to have pride in your pen level, the way that you create pride is you duplicate it in your organization. You just don't stand there by yourself. I'm a director. Okay. You sponsored 3 first-class ambassadors and you are a director. Congratulations. How much longer are you going to stand there and celebrate that? When what you should be doing is helping your people duplicate what you just did. Success isn't duplication. We have a binary compensation plan. It basically means you can build 2 organizations. You can build a left team and you can build a right team. You can have 100 personal ambassadors on your left and 100 personal ambassadors on your right, and all 200 of those individuals are linked to you as your first line ambassadors. That's not what I did. I turned 10 into 100. I turned 100 into 1,000, 1,000 into 10,000, 10,000 into 50,000. I know how to duplicate. You can be the top recruiter. You can get that award. I've never gotten that. But what I've gotten is top producer. Not because of personal production, organization production. Well, Johnny, how can I get my organization to produce on that level? Get back to the basics. Get back to the basics. You got to be brilliant with the basics. Johnny, what are the basics? I'm glad you asked. 1 left, 1 right. Well, Johnny, I did that a year ago. Do it again. Every month. Well, Johnny, I got to do that every month to be successful. If that's a question, get out of entrepreneurialism. If that thought comes to your mind, you're not an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs wake up, they eat, sleep, and breathe opportunities every single day. They devour opportunity. The opportunity to meet somebody, the opportunity to expand, the opportunity to elevate. Get out and meet people. 1 left, 1 right. This month, diamonds. Did he just tell the diamonds to go 1 left and go 1 right this month? Yes. Why? Why would you tell a diamond to do something so fundamentally elementary? Because our compensation plan will be maximized by those individuals who maximize the common denominator of all success in iBuumerang is 1 left and 1 right. Well, Johnny, are we talking elevate or are we talking I go, I'm talking one left and one right. Well, Johnny, could it be both elevate? I'm talking one left and one right. Why do you care when I'm talking about their purchase? I'm talking to you about bringing 2 ambassadors into your organization this month, one left, one right. I don't care if you've already sponsored 50 people. If you want to give your team something to follow, something to duplicate, go one left and one right. I'm talking to me too. I'm talking to me too. The common denominator for everything that iBuumerang was designed to pay out, if you simply focus on doing one left, one right every month until your team takes off, and then you choose which leg to build after that based on which one's growing the fastest. You will never be able to create an atmosphere of wondering, which team do I build, until both teams are building. Well, Johnny, how long do I have to build until the teams start building? Until you stop, one left, one right every month until the duplication kicks in. But Johnny, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? What if everything that Johnny is saying right now doesn't work? Or what if it does? See, the exact same compensation plan that has created multiple million-dollar testimonies in iBuumerang, the same compensation plan over the last 3 years that have created multiple 7-figure stories, dozens. I can't even tell you how many 6-figure stories we have. The same comp plan that's helping single mothers make more money working part-time iBuumerang than they're making full-time on their full-time job they had for 20 years. The same comp plan that helped her is here to help you. But the difference is she didn't slow down to understand it. My question to you is, why do you feel like you have to know everything before you do anything? And where else in your life do you have that problem? And now that you identify it as a problem, how much longer do you want to have those problems? See, when you ask yourself questions, it forces you to answer. Ask yourself the question, how much longer do I want to have the problem of falling slow when successful people fall fast? Don't have time to fall slow. Falling slow is agony for top producers. I'd rather fall flat on my face in 1 second than to fall flat on my face in 3 months, because my mentors are there to help me once I hit the ground. We can't help some of you until you hit the ground. You got too much pride. We can't penetrate that pride that you have, that you know everything. I'm too cool syndrome. You're just too cool. We can't teach you anything until you hit the ground. And there's 2 things that happen when you hit the ground. Johnny, man, I just feel like I hit the ground with this comp plan. I feel like I hit the ground with iBuumerang. I just feel like I feel like I failed, and I just feel like, I don't know if I have what it takes to reshake myself back into the mindset of going all in again. One left, one right every month. One left, one right every month until you hit diamond. Remember this training. Somebody's going to believe it. There are thousands of you listening to me right now. Let's just say 5 of you are actually believe what I'm saying right now. And 5 of you become diamonds in the next 12 months. I would be willing to bet is because you stopped being afraid of falling fast and you became more afraid of falling slow. Falling slow is not just procrastination, but it's detrimental. It is internal, it's business suicide. There's no other way to say it. Come fall fast with us. Don't worry about being embarrassed. Don't worry about saying the wrong thing. Don't worry about having to understand the compensation plan. You get your pen, get the director, executive director, senior director, sapphire, ruby, emerald, and have pride. Have pride to the fact that you're a ruby, but don't have so much pride that you want to stay there. Fail forward and fail fast, and I'll see you at diamond. One left, one right, every month. Every month. And I will see you at diamond. You know who I won't see at diamond? Those individuals who go choose to fall slow, even when I said don't. But you know what? It's your business. If you want to fall slow, I want you to fall slow. If you want to fall fast, I want you to fall fast. If you want to become a diamond, I want you to become a diamond. If you're happy just at sapphire and that's where you want to stay, that's where I want you to stay. Why would I want more for you than you want for you? I want exactly for you what you want for you. If you choose to fall slow, I'm going to see it. It's obvious to me. It is so obvious to me. But for those of you who are going to get off your ass and stop wondering and caring what people think about your knowledge or information or your ability to regurgitate and train on who we are and our foundation of our comp plan, you feel like that's necessary, go fall slow. That's falling slow. Hashtag fall fast. I like that. So ladies and gentlemen, this has been your flight school. Not just understanding the foundational reasons behind the compensation plan is to make you massively successful. For those individuals who want to play at a low level, the comp plan is designed to play at the highest level at the lowest level. It's going to pay you more than any other comp plan out there at the lowest level. But if those of you who want to play at the highest level, it's going to pay you at the highest level in the industry, not just iBuumerang. Play at the highest level when it's always possible. In our compensation plan, there is nothing that can hold you back other than you. It is possible to play at the highest level, and I just gave you the common denominator. The common denominator of our compensation plan. One left, one right. But Johnny, I want more. Why? So you can fall slow? Go fall fast and earn and learn. Earn and elevate. Earn and travel. Johnny, I want to do research on beaches of the world. Go do researches on beaches of the world and watch your team grow because everybody wants to be on the beach with you. Give them something to follow. And sadly, it's not information. Nobody follows because of information. They follow because of an example. They follow because they have something to follow. You ever seen a line outside of a library? The information's all in there, but it's only reserved for those individuals who want it. Diamond is reserved for only those individuals who want it. Nobody accidentally becomes a diamond. They become a diamond because they maximize the common denominator again and again. Well, Johnny, what if I want to do one left, one right every week instead of every month? Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Well, Johnny, what if I want to do it every day? You're crazy. And you deserve to make crazy money. One left, one right. You choose the frequency. But I promise you, if you do it every month, I will see you at diamond at some point. May not be this year, may not be next year, but it's still on track to become a diamond. Why? You can't mess the comp plan up if you do one left, one right every month until you understand it. Do you hear what I just said? Before you understand it. One left, one right, until you understand it. Best advice I can give you. Do what we say until you realize why we say it. Well, Johnny, I want to know why you're telling me this. Fall slow. Follow our lead until you understand why we led the way we led. Well, Johnny, I want to sit down and understand it right now. I'm not going to sit down and explain to you why I lead the way I lead. I don't have time. You don't invite me into your falling slow party. I need to fall fast. I've got hundreds of leaders I need to help. I can't sit down and talk to you about understanding everything when these people over here are making more money than you because they're earning and learning because I told them to go to work while you learn. Yet some of you still will fall slow because you just feel obligated to know everything. And remember, you're not like that in any other area of your life. Yes, I am, Johnny. You're telling me that you started your job after you knew everything about the job? You told your boss, hey, don't pay me any money until I understand everything, because I don't think it's fair for you to pay me money and I don't understand everything. Your boss is looking at you like, well, hell, I don't even understand everything. You're not like that in any other area of your life. Don't be like that in iBuumerang. One left, one right. That's all you need to understand. Do it every month. Do it every other week. Do it every week. You want to get really crazy? Do it every day until you see the evidence of diamond coming your way. God bless you guys. I thank you, and I'm turning it back over to you.
Looking to start a business from home? The business from home. We are the fastest growing home-based business company in the world that's helping ordinary people just like you and I to get out of debt, generate additional income streams in their life, and creating extraordinary success stories globally. We've got the right systems in place, world-class servant leadership, wealthy compensation plan, and the utmost support you need to start local and go global. To get started, simply text us on WhatsApp, #ReadyToBoom on +356 9946 3303. Again, text #ReadyToBoom on WhatsApp on the number +356 9946 3303 right now. Let's get ready to boom. Are you trying to find the best deals online when it comes to your travels? I know, it could be a nightmare. Let me save you some time and of course some money. I Go For Less, the one and only platform you need to go and find the best deals online, from flights, hotels, weeks, cruises, and more. This is a completely free travel booking platform where you can save up to 70% on your travels. Cool, here's what you've got to do. Step 1, go to bit.ly/travel savings code page. You'll find the link in the description below. Step 2, find and enter the code you see on the page to create your free account. Step 3, start saving, anytime, anywhere, when it is time for you to book your next trip. Pretty simple, right? And did I tell you it is free? And it's also forever to use and to keep. Again, go on bit.ly/travel savings code page, use the code you'll find on the page, and start enjoying your savings.